Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and this one is 6x8 layouts, and it's for Prague. Still working on those photos. I'm on day 2 now, which is awesome. And these layouts don't necessarily go together. This is kind of its own, this is kind of its own, but I like that there are some same colors, and I kind of want to try to match them because they're going to be facing each other in the album. So over here I only have 2 pictures, and these are just random from around the city. We were out walking that morning, just enjoying the city before we started our activities for the day, and I wanted to include these. And then I love this card. I think it's from In a Creative Bubble. It's either that or maybe Feed Your Craft. Not positive. I'd have to go into my files to look, but it was a digital file I bought and then I printed it. I love that I can check off several of these boxes, and I also love that it's got like the city streets in the background plus these colors, which is going to work perfectly. So I have that for the left side. On the right side, I've already chosen this paper. This was left over from a pack of graffiti themed paper, and while where we were, it wasn't like we saw a ton of graffiti there, but again, the colors work, and it has kind of an old, slightly worn down feel, on the look of this. But look at how the colors here match what's over here. That's what excites me about this. So I have that. Then I have these items that I would like to include. So this is part of the brochure we got. We started the day by going to the Jewish quarter, and this was the map and the brochure that we got, so we knew how to find everything. We didn't see everything on here, but we saw some. So I liked that it gave pictures and numbers for each of these, even though they're written in Czech. So I can't really read all of it, but that's okay. So we have that. And then this was our ticket. So you can kind of see that info there. And again, I liked that it had the colored numbers and symbols here, showing that, yeah, what we paid for this, we got all of these things. So I like that it's a mix again of the color and the info. And then this was actually on the bottom of the tag, and it would be too long as is, so I tore this off at the perforation. So I would like to include this a little bit because again, it mimics this. I've got streets in the background, I've got little dots of color here and there, so I'd really like to work all of that in if I can. When I'm looking at this left-hand side, I've got some dead space here on this photo. I've got this whole empty sky here. So I think I'm going to do some stamping there. And I have picked out this stamp set. And this is a combination one between Kelly Perky and Christine Heron. And she does Everyday Explorers. I believe that's the same person. This is from 2015, so it's kind of old, but I love it. And as you can see, it's been well used. I'm going to use this stamp that says Enjoy the Journey. And I think I'm going to do it right here. I can't do it in white because the background is too light. It won't show up, so it's going to have to be black, which is fine. I will use my StazOn because this is a glossy photo. And okay, so this is when I had done my Snapfish. As I've mentioned in previous videos, how well the stamping goes depends a lot more on the finishing, in my opinion, than on the ink. I have noticed that ink does not seem to grab as well to the Snapfish finishing that I use. So if I try it and it smears, I'll print at home because I use Canon Glossy 2 paper at home. And whatever is different about that, the ink really seems to do well with it. But I'll start with this one since I already have it printed, and we'll see how it goes. All right, I've done the stamping and it came out pretty well. If you look at it, you can kind of see it's fuzzy around the edges and isn't perfectly crisp. However, in this case, that's okay because that's what the stamp actually looks like. I'm hoping I can get this close enough to the camera so you can see the edges are like that on the stamp. So that's not an error. It's not a problem with the stamp or the paper. That's just how it is. So I'm going to keep it. So at least I've got that part done. And then I need to figure out, do I want to do anything with this photo? And I just realized I may switch these. Because if I do that, then I could do something in this corner, and these are diagonal from each other, which I prefer. And then the blue and these different colors are a little bit further away from the blue and these colors. So you know what? I think I like that better. That helps me a little bit. Then I just have to figure out, do I want to add anything here next to this stamping too? Add something here or leave it alone? So I thought maybe I would do something else up here, but I think I'm going to switch that up a little bit. I'm going to do something down here instead. I have this pack of chipboard that I got from a Cocoa Daisy kit a while ago. I think it was March or April maybe. And I haven't used any of it, as you can see. It's just been kind of sitting around. Honestly, I kind of forgot I had it. So now that I pulled it out originally thinking I could use the geotags. Those come in almost every kit. So I was like, okay, yeah, travel stuff, I could use those. But I'm not using those. I think I'm going to use this one that says photo because it's got a little black in it. Or is that a navy? Oh, maybe that's a navy, but still it's dark and I've got blue in here, so it's okay. And then the big photo in green with a lighter blue background, that's perfect for this photo. So I'm going to use that one. All right, so the chipboard is now on the photo, and I love that these are kind of opposite each other, and the colors work great, so I'm pleased with that. I have to apologize. I think I'm losing my voice a little bit. I'm doing this video, you won't get it like till January, I think, but I'm recording it right at the end of October, and it's allergy season still here, and when my allergies are really bothering me, I tend to lose my voice, and I think it's going in a little bit, so I apologize for that. The other thing I did here was I chose to mark off some of these items, and I tried to keep it specific to this day, like what we were doing and seeing. So I checked that off, and I also wanted to see how that black looked. Would it be enough black to work into the layout between this and this? For this side, I think it is. So I probably am not going to do anything with this photo. I'm just going to leave it, and now I will move on to the right-hand side. For this side, I think I want this brochure to be completely removed if people want to look at it or if I want to look at it again. So I'm not going to glue it down in any way. I'm just going to drop it in here, try to kind of keep it to the left-hand side. So really I don't need to do anything with that. I have to figure out how I'm going to position these so that if this is taken out, you'll see the whole thing, but yet a little bit of it pops out when this is in the sleeve. I really wish that I could do this instead so that you could see all the color. But if I want this to be removable, I don't really think that I could do it. The only way I could is if I only glued down like this side and then tucked it under, which, maybe that's an idea. Maybe I'll consider that. But then what do I do with this? That's the problem. I did decide to go with the idea of only adhering half. So I have kind of a little flap here. So when this is in the sleeve, then that will tuck behind and look like that. You can see all the lovely color, but this is still removable. So that worked out well. I do think I'm going to stamp something right here in the top, just so that when it sits in there, again, these will be opposite each other and it brings in a little bit more of the black. So I think I'm going to use this stamp set again, since I already had it out, and I'm going to do the one that says Let's Explore, because that is what we were doing. So that's fantastic. So I already have it ready to go here on my block, and I will stamp that next. I already had my StazOn ink right here from doing the other side, so I'm just going to use that again. Normally I would just grab my other ink because this isn't a glossy surface, but since I had it out, I'm just going to use it. So I'm going to go right up here in the corner. There we go. And I'll call that one good. All right, I've put everything in the pockets. Let's take a look. Oh, I just realized, you know what? I didn't use this. I might be able to use this on the next layout. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly what colors are in those photos. I'm going to hang on to it, though, in the hopes that maybe I can work it in somewhere else for my Jewish quarter photos. Back to this. Sorry. So on the left-hand side, I got close up here, so you can see how it looks when it's all done. And then the right-hand side was pretty darn easy, and making this a flap worked really well. So I'm happy with this one. So another one done for Prague. Thanks for watching.